The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
When last we spoke, the Badgers had a couple of road games last Sunday at Michigan and then this past Saturday morning down at Carver Hawkeye Arena against Fran McCaffery's Iowa Hawkeyes. We'll take a quick look back at those two games. We'll, of course, sit down with head coach Bo Ryan, and we'll also hear from another one of the Badgers' freshmen. This week, it's Aaron Moesch, who takes a tough question or two from teammate Frank Kaminsky. It's all coming up on the Badgers Sports Report.
Jackson goes into Kaminsky, mid-post left, working on Horford, wheels around him, scoops it up, got it. Will it count? Yes, it does. And a foul. Trey against Karis LeVert, 2:22 to play. Shot clock is down to 5. Here's Kaminsky, bobbles and gathers with 3 to shoot. A step back 3, Kaminsky, got it. Frank Kaminsky, a cold-blooded triple from up top. Frank Kaminsky going to work here in Ann Arbor this afternoon. Decker for Gosser, back to Sam, high on the left, feeds Hayes, back cutting, Decker to the rim, slam dunk. Close it down with the right hand. Jackson looks up at the shot clock, which shows 5 seconds left on it. Here's Gosser, long 3, right side, not this time. Rebound, Decker low on the right, and he puts it up and in. He caught the air ball and then gets the bucket. 14 to shoot. Gosser fakes the long 3, steps under the arc, picked up the dribble, finds Hayes in the lane, up in traffic. Got it! It counts, and a foul. Nigel Hayes with a man-sized and 1. Badgers pull within 1. Hayes moves off to the left wing, throws to Gosser for 3 in the lead. Left side, money. Josh Gosser for 3. Marble with a minute and a half to play. Iowa up 1. Marble low on the left shot. Blocked from behind into the hands of Jackson. It's 2-on-2. Here's Trey left of the lane. Euro step. Out the gate. Right side shot. He hit it. And the Badgers win it here in Iowa City. As once again on the road, the Badgers get the win. The 4th straight Big Ten road win for Bo Ryan's bunch.
Down the lane, right hand, slam dunk, Sam Decker.
Inbounds pass to Brust, across half court, he'll hoist one up.
He hit it! Big Brust for 3!
Snaps off at 3, right of the circle, it is off the rim and in! Jackson strikes again! Out the Gosser for 3, he hit it again.
The Badger Sports Report with Bo Ryan is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Zimbrick Buick GMC, by Adidas, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin athletics.
Here is a story I'd like to impart, a tale of a little girl's sick, ailing heart. It begins with her doctor and favorite nurse, then on to her blankie and polka dot purse. As we are the UW, it is doubly true. We have gizmos and gadgets all shiny and new. With talents and skill and brain power galore, we fixed Kennedy's heart, so she is sick no more. UW Health and the American Family Children's Hospital. Remarkable.
I'm not what the girls here would call classically good-looking. I spent most of my youth in the dreaded friend zone. That all changed when my folks got Charter TV. I discovered tons of chick flicks in HD and on demand, and learned all the secrets to romancing the high school girl. Now in a school full of boys, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Get Charter TV starting at $29.99 per month. Charter, make way for more.
Wisconsin cheese, making good food great.
I know something about winning championships, and at Zimbrick Buick and GMC, you have one. Zimbrick Buick's tradition of customer care dates back to 1965.
And Zimbrick continues to provide each of our customers with high-quality personal service you can rely on.
I'm part of the Zimbrick, Buick, and GMC team, and you should be too.
This crazy college basketball season continues. The Big Ten well documented about the balance of this league and how the 12th place team is very capable on any given night. And we're seeing this really across the country, Bo. Earlier in the week, Jim Boeheim, coach you know very well, spoke here a couple years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, the Coaches versus Cancer event. His team's having a terrific year. And it was,
great year.
But they got bumped by a team that's been struggling, Boston College. It's a further example of many about the old line, any given day, any given night.
And it happens more so in our sport, you know, because there's 5 people on the floor at one time, and, you know, you just, they're all good players or they wouldn't be at the institutions where they are matriculating. So, you know, if their players have proven themselves in high school, when they get to college and they have one of those nights or they have a stretch or they have, it isn't just the one game knockoff like Boston College over Syracuse, but you know, a team wins and then, boy, that really felt good. Let's play off of this, and they get a lot of momentum going, and they win 3 in a row, and then who knows after that? It isn't just a Wisconsin or anybody else out there in the country. College basketball is what it is and is as popular as it is because of the unpredictability.
We have talked about this topic on your radio show a few times, but I think it's worth bringing up here on your television show too. Everybody figured your non-conference schedule was going to be a bear going in, and the evidence continues to show that it's been that and more when you look at the year that Florida's having, you look at the year that St. Louis is having. Green Bay and Milwaukee are putting together. Robbie's team, Milwaukee, won up at Green Bay. You could go on and on. West Virginia's picked off some wins. Every bit as good, if not better, it seems, than people thought.
Yeah, and we in the early part of the year, as I've mentioned to some other people, the Canadian trip definitely helped us because it put our new players that hadn't played very much, into a position to seem more like somewhat veterans in the non-conference. So we had maybe a little jump start, but we also knew in the back of our minds, here comes the conference, and you know, let's get ready for that because we know that's going to be wild and crazy, but we didn't realize how it was going to be 1 through 12 in the conference. So it's one of those things where when you look at other teams' records and the fact that, oh yeah, by the way, Wisconsin beat that team, or you know, maybe Florida didn't have their point guard Wilbekin, or you know, maybe this have that, but we've also played games where we didn't have this, so nobody really talks about that very much. The record is what it is, and the people that we were able to bump off in the non-conference, you're right, have had some pretty good seasons.
Yeah, to say the least. I'm jumping topics here, but it's probably a good time to catch up on some guys who fans haven't seen yet play and will down the road. Some guys who are getting either small minutes or, in the case of O'Reilly Deering, redshirting this year. I had a chance to touch base with him earlier in the week, and it was after one of your practices where he was doing some pretty good work on the scout team, getting a lot of things done. Get the sense his confidence is growing. In this redshirt year, he feels like he's gotten a lot stronger and just continues to, as you would say, grow. Watch him grow.
Well, and he's had some nicks, too. So physically he hasn't been, but lately, yes, he's been a lot more comfortable with what he's doing with the scout team, and he's getting the picture how tough college basketball is. It is a physical game, and it is something where every day you've got to come ready because, you know, the competition is pretty intense, and it's, you know, a lot of guys with about the same abilities. So in order to be successful just in a practice, you really have to work hard, and he's doing that for us along with the other guys. And our scout team work is very good. The assistant coaches do a great job, and I think the players have responded really well this year.
Yep, well, the other guys are redshirting. A couple guys who have been in the program for a bit, Zach Showalter, as well as Jordan Smith, and then Aaron Moesch, the freshman. We'll hear from him in a few minutes, redshirting, but getting a lot of work done in practice as well. We have less than a minute left. Can you believe there's only 2 home games left here in this season?
No, it is flown. I guess there was a little lull there where with finals and where we didn't play for a while, and then all of a sudden things were kick-started again, and now it's just flown since we got into the Big Ten. So we're going to try to make the most of them, and we really appreciate to this point, and obviously for the last 2 home games, the unbelievable atmosphere that our guys get to play in front of here, and the weather that our fans have fought through to get to the games and to still be in those seats and cheer the guys on. I know it makes a big difference with our players, and I just want to say thanks to the fans out there and to all the support.
Absolutely. And a couple more shots to watch the team in action here at the Kohl Center, including Tuesday night. Indiana comes to town. Tip-off here in Madison, 8 o'clock Central Time. Coach Ryan returns in a few minutes with a great question of the week, and we'll also hear from freshman Aaron Moesch. All that and more as the Badger Sports Report continues.
Think about it. Brought to you by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
I want to fly. I want to fly. I want to be above, you know, flying with the birds.
I'd like to fly. That'd be so cool, I think, to fly.
Flying. Definitely flying. Just be able to get to class on time and fly around. I think that'd be fun. You know, just being able to go around the world wherever you want and not have to deal with flights, cars, and all that traffic and stuff.
X-ray vision.
Superhuman strength.
Probably teleportation. I don't like walking too far, so I'd like to just kind of teleport there.
Teleportation. You know, you can go anywhere just like that. You know, I could be here and then I could be over there if I wanted to be without any time. So why not? To rob a bank, maybe.
Super speed. Because nobody can catch you. Plus, they say speed kills.
Time travel. Just to experience a bunch of different historical events throughout. I guess that's not really a superpower, but I will make it a superpower.
The ability to read minds.
What would you do with that?
Find out who's fake and who's real.
Probably Frank. He's pretty out there. Frank would like to be able to fly because he fancies himself a super athlete.
Evan Anderson. He would be the Hulk.
Josh Gossett. The man. He'd just be the man. That'd be his name.
Oh man, these are weird questions. I would choose anyone on my team. I mean, everyone's got a goofy attitude about them that would be fun. I don't know. It'd be fun.
I don't know. Whoever wants to join can join.
Probably Jordan. He'd be like a reptile, like some reptile creature.
I'm gonna have to say I need someone on my side to take care of me, so I'm gonna say Nigel. Nigel's a beast.
Avengers? Oh, Shoei, Zach Showalter for sure. He's a savage. That's what we call him. He's a savage. So he would be able to take on anyone at any time. Or Z Savage. That's what it is.
I'm not what the girls here would call classically good looking. I spent most of my youth in the dreaded friend zone. That all changed when my folks got Charter TV. I discovered tons of chick flicks in HD and on demand, and learned all the secrets to romancing the high school girl. Now in a school full of boys, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Get Charter TV starting at $29.99 per month. Charter, make way for more.
Truth is, there are surgical procedures and medical treatments that only a handful of doctors can perform. Illness is so complex that only the preeminent hospitals in the world will take them on. These are those doctors, and this is their hospital. They are the world-renowned physicians, researchers, and healthcare professionals inside UW Health and the University of Wisconsin. UW Health. Remarkable.
The buzzer beaters, the high school tournaments, the conference titles. Truly the court of champions. Parker Street Productions, LLC has acquired pieces of the basketball court used at the Kohl Center from 1998 until 2008, now making them available to you. 61 teams walked off this court with a trophy. Now you can take home your own trophy, a piece of history. Log on to courtofchampions.com today.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Okay, this is Aaron Moesch here, from the Badgers, freshman. Everyone calls him Moesch. Moesch, a lot of people say that you're a big bre. How do you feel about that?
I like it a lot. A lot.
Like, how much is a lot?
Like, more than I like you.
Ooh. When you walk down the street and everyone tells you you're awesome, how does that make you feel on the inside?
Kind of awesome. A little bit on the inside.
Oh, fancy that. When you're not dunking on people in practice, what do you do with your free time?
I dunk on people outside of practice.
How so?
You jump. There's a person under you. You put the ball in the hoop when they're under you outside of practice.
Oh, really? So you're a Green Bay native. How much did Brett Favre suck at football?
He wasn't that good at all, really. He's kind of a bad quarterback, kind of a bad football player. So.
I agree. If there's one thing you could do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'd like to live with you for a while, if you would let me.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
I love you.
Love you too.
Well, in high school, I wasn't even sure if I was going to play college basketball at that point, but kind of made up my mind and decided, well, it's something I want to achieve, and just worked at it throughout the summers and throughout the high school seasons, and ended up being here. You never really think, as a kid in your driveway shooting around, that you're going to go to Wisconsin, and then 12 years later, you're there, so it's kind of different, but it's really fun. Getting thrown into something like this, not expecting it in high school, has been a lot of fun. It's definitely been an adjustment. It's a lot different than high school, but it's really been a lot of fun being around the guys and being around a team like this with a lot of chemistry.
And since you are a true freshman this year, you are not only having to adjust to the basketball game at the college level, but also life in college and all that kind of stuff.
It's really good. One thing that really helped me is my sister. She goes to Edgewood College, and she's 2 blocks away, so whenever I need groceries, she'll take me to the grocery store, or if I need to do my laundry, I'll go over to her house, and she's really been a key part to just me having a fun first semester, and I hope it continues.
And you have a lot of freshmen on this year's team, so
yep,
that's gotta help too.
The 6 of us, we all lived in summer. We lived in the same dorm right across the hall from each other. Now we live in the same dorm, and we hang out a lot. And it's just, I think it's made the transition a lot easier for all of us, having 5 other guys that you can associate with that are going through the same things as you are, maybe missing home, maybe having to make new friends, but we've got each other, so it's a lot easier. Frank the Tank, me and him are what he likes to call bras, and it's just, I don't get into all that stuff, but if he wants to call me one of those, I guess I'll be one. I think he's definitely been there, and I think Zebo too, Zach Bohannon, otherwise known Zebo. He's going to be the president one day, but he's really helped me, because he also redshirted his first year here, so he's also been kind of a father figure to me.
Why do people call you Moesch? Because that's not your... It's Moesch, right?
Well, it's a long story, but short of it, we're in film one day, and no one knew how to pronounce my last name. This was like one of the first days in the summer. And we're in film, and Coach was trying to teach me something in film, and he's like, is it Moesch or Mesh? And I was like, Moesch. So when he said Moesch, they all caught on, and now it's just Moesch. It's stuck, and it's fine with me. I've been called worse, and any way you can think of pronouncing my name, I've been called that before.
Aaron's done a good job. I don't know if anyone really knows how to pronounce his last name accurately, but
I stick with Moesch, but he's done a good job. He's had some really good days at practice. He's a versatile player, actually. He shoots the ball halfway decent from the perimeter, and he can put it on the floor, and he's just gotten more confidence. A big part of him was just getting more confident and playing against these guys every day. And Eric says he does an unbelievable job in the weight room. One of our best guys in there, actually, as far as how much he's developed in that capacity. So that's probably been his biggest area of improvement, is physically and in the weight room, his strength and lateral quickness, and then just being a more confident guy on the scout team against these guys.
Why did you decide to redshirt?
I thought for me personally, just getting bigger and more used to the speed of the game would be helpful, and the transition from high school to college again is not easy, and I think it'd be easier with that extra grace period, I think you could call it, just getting better, bigger, stronger, and more used to the game.
How do you stay competitive knowing that you're not going to win?
Right here, right on the practice floor. I think it's great. I mean, yeah, you're not in the game, but you're playing a game pretty much in practice against people who are in the game, so you know that you still have the same competition. I mean, they're really good. It's not like anyone here is not good at basketball, so you still get that competition in practice, and I think that's where you really need to focus. So if you've got the competition in practice, then when you do go out on the court, the other guys, if we give them the competition that we have, then when they go on the court, it's going to be easier because they got it from us. I think the biggest thing is just being positive on the bench and making yourself feel like you're still in the game even though you're not technically in the game. It's hard, but you just gotta be there for your teammates. If they come off and they make a bad play, be the first ones over there saying, you know, good job off the bench, or if they make a great play, run out there and give them a chest bump or whatever you need to do. Just stay in the game without being in the game, I think.
I know something about winning championships, and at Zimbrick Buick and GMC, you have one. Zimbrick Buick's tradition of customer care dates back to 1965.
And Zimbrick continues to provide each of our customers with high-quality personal service you can rely on.
I'm part of the Zimbrick Buick and GMC team, and you should be too.
I'm not what the girls here would call classically good-looking. I spent most of my youth in the dreaded friend zone. That all changed when my folks got Charter TV. I discovered tons of chick flicks in HD and on demand, and learned all the secrets to romancing the high school girl. Now in a school full of boys, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Get Charter TV starting at $29.99 per month. Charter, make way for more.
One day, cancer as we know it will cease to exist. But until then, there will be no rest, for they are the ones who push science, who seek more effective protocols and preventions, the ones who treat the most complex of cancers in search of cures. They are the world-renowned physicians, researchers, and healthcare professionals at the University of Wisconsin Carbone Cancer Center, Wisconsin's only nationally designated comprehensive cancer center. UW Health. Remarkable.
As a strength and conditioning coach to some of Wisconsin's top athletes, people always ask me, what's the secret to top performance? I always tell them that what happens after your workout is just as important as what happens during the workout. My advice? Be sure to refuel with low-fat chocolate milk. It has the perfect mixture of protein, carbs, and electrolytes to help you refuel, rehydrate, and build muscle. In Wisconsin, athletes win with low-fat chocolate milk. And you can too. To learn more, visit winwithchocolatemilk.com.
The Badger Sports Report with Bo Ryan is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Zimbrick Buick GMC, by Adidas, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin athletics.
Time for this week's Great Day and Great Question of the Week comes from Jack in Janesville, very familiar with Coach Ryan and the 5 post moves he teaches, the Sigma, the Dominique, the Bernie, the McHale, and the Moses. We'll redefine all those at some point, but he wants to know which one is the most difficult, generally speaking, for your young guys?
Well, Jack, The 5 moves are very difficult to master, as is, but you know, and to score with a defensive player on you. But the toughest one is probably the jump hook for a lot of guys. The Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale was so good with the jump hook back when he played, which is different than the sky hook, which Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kind of mastered. But the jump hook is probably the one that gives the guys the most trouble, as far as you can do it physically, but to get it to go in, it is a tough shot, especially when you're being bumped by the defense.
Would that be the one that maybe is the toughest to guard, though, when you master it?
Oh, yeah, it's tough to block because the ball is out away from your body, and, you know, as opposed to the Dominique, which is Dominique Wilkins, Jack Sikma, the reverse pivot, the Bernie, which is Bernard King, who had a great turnaround face-up, and Moses Malone, who had a great drop-step power move.
Absolutely.
So those are the 5, and I would say the toughest one our players have and to score with consistently, or have proven to have the most trouble with the McHale.
There you go, Jack. There's your question. Good question for having this question. We'll remind you that the Great Dane has 4 locations in the Madison area, downtown, as well as the east side, Fitchburg and Hilldale, and of course a Great Dane up in Wausau as well. Badgers back home Tuesday night, taking on Indiana. Tip time set for 8 o'clock, and then Sunday it's back on the road. Another Sunday road game, Wisconsin at Penn State. That'll tip at 11 o'clock Central Time. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
When you buy Wisconsin dairy products, your hard-earned dollar brings you more than just the quality and great taste you know and love. It supports the dairy industry, which in turn reinvests that money back into your community, resulting in better public services, abundant recreation opportunities, and a beautiful place to call home. In all, dairy contributes $26.5 billion to Wisconsin's economy, and eventually comes back to benefit you. To learn more, visit youtube.com/dairyimpactwisconsin.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.